god.
You're the one who's like, oh, you ready to record, George? Oh, we gotta record. Oh, it's time to record, George. And then you just keep stalling. You
We are,
bitch.
we are recording, right?
Yes, I know I know we're
I'm
recording.
just making sure. Oh, hey there. We didn't see you there. Hey everyone, this is Joe from
You're
ActionX.
just getting started like that. Okay, yeah, no, let's just start it. Fuck it. What's up, guys?
Uh, welcome to What's on the Tube, or welcome back if this is your second Doctor Who series review. Where, if you're unaware, we are reviewing each and every Doctor Who series from BBC, i.e., our brethren from the UK who has multiple BBC channels. Actually, what? Why is there so many
There's a lot
BBC
of BBC
channels?
channels.
How many
I don't
channels?
know.
That's fucking.
It's crazy.
Because
Television production in the UK is completely different from here.
yeah, because you have Fox, you got CBS, you got NBC, ABC, the CW. I was about to say Fox and ABC again. I'm so freaking tired. Yeah, this week we are reviewing Doctor Who series 2. Let's just get down to it, George. Let me ask you: is Doctor Who series 2 worth the binge? Is it worth sitting down on a chair and binging the 14 hours of series 2, the first
Yes.
of David Tennant's run?
Yes. Yes. Because this one you can tell. You binged it, right? You can tell there's a whole plot. There's the individual episodes, and those are great episodes. But you can tell series 2 is one big story within the hierarchy, the overarch of Doctor Who.
It's weird. I feel like this is part 2 of season 1. Not in the way of like, this is like season 1 again. I do believe season 2 is way better than season 1. Not to say season 1 was bad. We never said that at all. But I think season 1 was a good place to begin, and season 2 just picked that up, even with the new Doctor, even establishing new actors' dynamics. Because the thing I asked you last time when we did series 1 was that when he regenerates, does he lose all his memories and we start fresh again with the new Doctor? This quickly answers no. This is the same Doctor. He remembers.
It's the same guy, just a different face.
Yeah, and then we instantly pick up on relationships. We pick up on certain feelings and emotions with Rose that definitely get expanded upon, especially this season. And to be honest, when we were reaching the end of this series, again, before we continue any further, this is the non-spoiler section. We're not spoiling anything from series 2 just quite yet. So don't worry, you're safe to continue. But by the time we reached the end, I was so surprised they went in a certain direction. Like, oh, I thought this was going to last a lot longer than I would presume.
Yeah.
Damn, they just already. We won't spoil what happened, but I was.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just like that premonition joke, like, oh, something's going to happen. It's like, oh, it's just TV 101.
Yeah,
nothing's bad's going to happen.
Oh, no, our characters are in danger.
But no, yeah, I did definitely. I mean, series 2 did receive a budget increase, right? The CGI looks way better
Probably
this series than last series. It looks way better.
Series 1 was definitely like you could tell the cast and the crew and the showrunner. They were all very committed, but they weren't sure whether it was going to 100% work out. After all, that is one of the reasons why Christopher Eccleston left in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I just got an Amazon package.
You want to know what's funny? I got one too.
Want to do an unboxing after this?
Sure. I'm doing. I'll show you. I'm gonna leave this on the side. I don't have any tea with me this week because we're doing this before dinner, so I don't have any tea on me, which is a shame since this is a British. I don't want to be racist. Yeah. I know British are not always associated with tea, but it would be nice to have a cup of tea on this. But I didn't have time to brew any. So, and I just came back from work. That's why I'm a little bit more. My hair's a little bit more wetter than usual. What were we saying? We were talking about.
The Doctor is the same Doctor.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah. So
he is the same character. But his opinions have changed. His personality has changed.
I feel like
so while he is the same person, much like us and how we're able to change our mindset and our opinions later on in life, it's more of a drastic change from
Mm-hmm.
for Time Lords. You know,
Um.
it as they do establish later on in the series, it really does feel like you're dying,
Oh damn. So it's
and
kind of
that
like
somebody else picks it up, but it is the same guy.
mm-hmm. Just
You know?
with different traits, different character. And don't get me wrong. I feel like
Yeah.
Christopher Eccleston and made his own interpretation. David
Christian
Tennant,
Eccleston was a fantastic doctor.
same.
You
Yeah,
know,
no, he
he just
was
he only had one season though. Like
serious.
there's only so much you can do with it.
Oh no, yeah, he only had 13 episodes to prove his mark. David
Yeah.
Tennant will have way more than that to prove his run. And so far, based on this, if you're just comparing the two, I like both of them equally. I definitely did enjoy David Tennant more than Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion. That's my honest opinion. I think it was
When
just
I got into Doctor Who, everybody was like, "Yeah, he's the best Doctor ever." Like even people who watch like the classic series were like, "Yeah, he's perfect."
that is he's serious, but he's also too goofy, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
He has that perfect balance of like he knows when to be serious and he knows when to be goofy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty funny. I mean to see. They definitely, yeah, like you said before when we were starting this, like they definitely had a more serialized element this season than compared to series one, where everything really
Mm-hmm.
felt connected. Where again, we'll talk about more of this in the spoiler section, but when even once we came out of the Christmas special this year, which was our quote unquote like here's the thing when I was like where we're doing these in like based on Doctor, so technically
Mm-hmm.
the Christmas special is in between one and two, but since
Yeah.
Christopher Eccleston was wrapped up last time, we just jumped into David Tennant's Christmas special as the premiere. That's where we're starting
Yeah.
off.
Mm-hmm.
So once we came after the Christmas special, which I guess was basically a way to like we're reintroducing fans, we're getting fans like sorry about that, my microphone just slipped. We're seeping fans into like, hey, this is your new Doctor, this is your new protagonist for the next hopefully longer than a year. And I feel like they did such a great job on that, not trying to introduce too many elements. Well, they did slightly. They slightly put in a couple of elements in there. But then once we really started getting on the move with the actual series, they definitely did put a lot more. Like a lot of things were more connected than series one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um. No, it's fantastic. What'd you think of the Christmas invasion?
Oh, I think it was fun. It was funny. Like was it
That was
immediately
great, right?
immediately picked up the finale, right? So as soon as he
Yeah.
said Barcelona, they just immediately went back to present day England, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I thought that maybe they did something else beforehand. It's like no, so that was
No.
immediately after we just picked up straight away.
Yep. He's
Uh,
wearing Chris Eccleston's clothes and everything, looking all weird. He has amnesia. You know, like that the sometimes a side effect of regeneration is like you know short term memory loss. You're just like I kind of know who I am.
oh god.
It's like recovering after a surgery. You know, you're just like uh
Yeah, but that was the kind of the funny thing that the Christmas special definitely it established that well they put him out of commission for a while. That's not a spoiler.
yeah.
We're just beginning it all. They put him out of commission for a bit to kind of like let's focus on like our returning characters first, and then we'll get back into like our new Doctor's face.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and they definitely like because last season we focused more on like no, it was mostly Daleks last season, last series.
Yeah, that was kind of like the big threat.
Yeah, this
You
this
know?
one they definitely like broadened the scope and introduced a lot of new elements, which mostly they worked. I was mostly a fan of most of the elements they introduced this series. One I have to talk into detail, but we'll get to that in the spoiler section. But we talked about a lot about the Doctor. No spoilers again. What did you think of Rose's her arc this series compared to series one, where we were just beginning her character and now going into series two? Again, no
Oh my
spoilers.
god,
Well, no spoilers.
Rose, her character arc is fantastic. It's about she goes through all the feelings that somebody her age does, and
Mm-hmm.
after going through, you know, what is it, being 19, you know, that's so recent for us, you know, like
Oh yeah.
I all that stuff, like you know, wanting to have new experiences, wanting to like, but like still wanting to maintain who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I love all that shit, you know, like because that's what I'm going, because that's what all of us go through. Um, and yeah, her character arc was perfect. Her relation, I loved her dynamics between everybody and
Mm-hmm.
how everybody kind of played off with her, her family, her friends, the doctor. Because like that's the thing. Just kind of transition. The best part of this series, tell me not, Joseph, it's the chemistry.
Oh yeah,
Like
they
that,
definitely.
it's just perfect. Like the Doctor and Rose, their chemistry is just building up, and it's just they play off of each other so well.
I
It's
describe them
great.
as very close best friends that you can confuse to being in a relationship. You can definitely confuse the two.
That was series one though.
But I
This
feel
is
like
the
they,
new
they had
Doctor.
way more romantic moments this season, this series. That's my opinion. I think there was more moments like that in this series than series one. At least that's what the
Mm-hmm.
vibe I got out of it during those certain episodes this series.
Exactly, and just to give a mild spoiler, it's two people falling in love with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Like it's not that crazy.
It
It's not
isn't.
like yeah, it's not like the universe is falling apart or anything. But
Well.
yeah, you can feel what's going on
Mm-hmm.
between these two people and that they have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way that they show that on screen is perfect. It's you know, it's not like they feel nothing for each other, they become friends, and then they're in love. It's just like no, it's like how people are with a slow transition.
It's a gradual, eventual change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, yeah, no, you're right on that. I did really enjoy that story this season. I'm trying to think if there's any other question I can ask before we get to spoilers, because there's a lot I want to talk about, but that's really in spoilers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess that's it. I guess that's all how much as I can say, because like anything else I was gonna mention is like, oh no, we gotta get to spoilers.
We have
But
to.
the Christmas special just hands down was like the perfect way to like get us back into that world, get us to fully introduce us to David Tennant's interpretation of the character, and yeah, it was charming. And then we pick up from there in series two. So with that being said, George, so in general, before we jump into spoilers, would you recommend series two to anyone? If they just finished series one, do you instantly tell them to like, hey, go to series two right away?
Well, series two is, in my opinion, the best part about it is the chemistry, the characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a season about characters. There are high stakes, but it's about how the people feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it does such a great job of that. If you want more adventures, if you're just having fun with this, don't be afraid to take your time, but binging it is worth it. No. It's one of those shows where it's just you could watch it whenever you want, casually, have it on in the background or whatever, but it is very much worth it just to just sit down and watch it
Mm-hmm. No,
wherever you are.
no,
It's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Still not the highest budget.
But they're getting there.
After all,
They're getting
2006, it's
they're getting
also a
there.
government funded television show, so it's just I'm not expecting Hollywood level quality.
Or
Wait till you
HBO.
get to series 8, series 7 to 8, where the budget oh my god.
That's next, George. That's next year's us problem or next year's us observation. But until then, yeah, I agree with you. I would, if you're gonna jump into series two right away, I would recommend it. Yeah, you could wait a little bit, kind of like, take a little time to take a breath and then step away. But no, I would instantly recommend, yeah, jump to series two when,
It's just
uh,
that good.
yeah. So yeah, there you go. We recommend series two. So this is your moment. Go watch Doctor Who Series 2 available on HBO Max. You can do it now because we're about to jump into our spoilers section. So remember, this is your last chance. Get the frack out before we spoil fraud for you. Because believe me or not, I'm about to annoy George with my next statement. So again, remember, last second, go watch Doctor Who Series 2 on HBO Max right now. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag please sponsor me on HBO Max. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Every episode, every single story of this series, you could have instantly, you could have spun them out to their own stories. Let's be honest with you. We can spin them
I
out.
was
Like
gonna say, are we talking about the big spoiler in the end, or are we kind of gonna
we're
start
gonna
from the
we're gonna
beginning and
gradually
work
get
our
there.
way up?
But I think like
Cool.
no, every single No, not every single like, but mostly every story every like story or episode they did, like those characters or whatever they're jumping into, like those could instantly spawn off to their own spin-offs. They're like, I don't know why the name Torchwood. Yeah, you mentioned Torchwood from last series when we were talking about Jack.
Yeah, this season has the introduction of Torchwood
Yeah, kind of like
as an
the
organization.
yeah, it's basically doing the doctor's job without the doctor being there,
Yeah.
basically. And here's the thing, I gotta let's get this out of the way first. The episode where they focused on the returning Sarah Jane, even though I have no affiliation with the original series, and
I was about to talk about that. That was one of my favorite
we
episodes.
we
I
talked
love it
we
so
talked
much.
about that in series one, where even though that for newcomers that would not understand any older references, they wouldn't understand any sort of like connection to the old lineage. I think the writers and the showrunner, they did such a great job into weaving that in organically that like it would still be you can even like a newcomer like me, I would still respect. Oh, this is something from the original show or the original run of things. That's cool that they're respecting that lineage to actually bring back a character from the olden days. The olden days. I say that like it's so old. It's not
The
that old.
olden
The
times.
olden times. It was cool. It was obviously cool to like bring
It
her
was
back to.
such a great episode,
It was.
man.
It was
Like,
nice. Obviously, it wasn't like a proper reunion. Like it wasn't like that actor, that doctor's actor. It's the new actor, but still, like you can see the glimmer in its eye. And again, David Tennant did such a great job playing that character. Like he just instantly.
honestly, even without like the little reunion and all
Mhm.
the recurring characters, it kind of works as an episode by itself. It's just good, But that whole layer of like, paying tribute to the old classic series, it's perfect. David Tennant used to watch the classic series when he was like a little kid. He would always like talk about like how he would like, wake up in the morning on like Saturday or Sunday mornings or whatever and turn on the BBC for like reruns and shit. And like, yeah, so he knew what he this man was a guy who knew his lore at least somewhat, and like knew what he was doing with the character. And I love that. And like again, chemistry, characters, best part of this season. Him and
Exactly.
yeah, him talking with Sarah Jane as if not a day has passed. It was perfect. It was perfect.
It definitely was. It was sweet. Like it wasn't like a full blown like cry fest. Like oh my god, have you been? But it's more like it's just like it's kind of like at first it's like a first initially like oh my god, I finally get to see you again after decades of not seeing these people, and then it's really turned into like hey, by the way, you kind of left me behind. Now it's not an indicator like you should go watch
Yeah.
the older series to see what do they mean by that. But you can even get from that episode like the doctor left her behind for a good reason, and then stuff happened in his life, and then he just couldn't come back. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. It makes sense, and
Also,
just
he was just straight up putting her in danger. That's kind of
yes,
the way that they like showed it in the classics. I watched the clip. I didn't watch the episode in particular. I've seen the clip where like he just kind of abandoned her, and it was just like,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
he felt really bad, but it was just like, yeah, he was putting her in a lot of danger.
yeah, and um, yeah, but either way, this kind of like that. But this
Which is
episode
also foreshadowing.
oh boy, yeah, but no, they at least in that
You see
specific
it now, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah, especially. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. So, yeah, the dynamic between Sarah and Rose, like the one of the older companions, meaning the newest companion, it was a nice clash of personalities. Where like, yeah, she's the new blood and she's old, but she really knows what she's doing, and just seeing them kind
yeah,
of like butt heads at first, and then the typical like, oh hey, we know the same guy. Oh, I know we hate each other, but like we got problems with this guy too, and they actually bond over like his faults,
oh,
and he's
that
like,
was great. Where they were just like laughing at him, and he was just like, "Fuck, are you laughing at? Explain to me, damn it!"
I
And they were just
I
laughing their
honestly
ass off. It was great.
I honestly get the same reaction whenever two people I know are meeting for the first time. Like I knew them separately, but when they eventually meet each other for the first time and they start like looking at me, it's like, oh, this guy has some issues, or this guy has like he does this and he does that, and you guys start laughing. It's
Yeah,
like, what are you guys laughing about? You guys laughing about me?
it's
About me or
great.
at me? Like I want to know the difference.
Yeah, it's just yeah, and it again it shows that like yeah he is the same person at his core. In his heart, he is the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh no, yeah. But no, they did, and shout out to the actress coming back and playing reprising that role. Hopefully, she had
Oh,
more
she is
projects.
fantastic.
Yeah, hopefully she had more projects before after she left originally. But no,
Yeah.
honestly, like it was so interesting, like to bring her back.
Rest in peace, by the way.
Oh, she passed. Ah, damn.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Damn, that was unfortunate. I mean, I don't know why. It's like whenever you bring back when you do revivals, like when you bring back like a character from the past. I don't know why I always think like you could do more with the character, and maybe Sarah Jane will hopefully show back up again. I don't
She
know.
had her own show for a little while. I heard it was fine.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah,
She had a spinoff?
yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ! If whenever we do finish Doctor Who every series review, and then let's do every Doctor Who spinoff, you're just adding more to the file. Like,
We're not. No, I'm not gonna do it. I love. I loved the dynamics, with her and Mickey, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he was
Mickey.
back. Yeah, yeah.
I loved Mickey during this whole episode because he was just like, I don't know what to do, man. Was this the episode where they broke up officially? I don't remember the episode where they
Mm,
officially broke up.
mm, no, that was later. I think that was the
It was
next.
later.
That was the next. That was the
Okay.
next story. That was the next story.
Okay. So yeah, no, I liked it because he was just like, I just want my fucking girlfriend back.
Oh yeah, that was
He's
kind
like,
of
I
his whole,
didn't do anything, damn it.
that was kind of his whole arc this season, where they kind of like played out like that. That's the way like with the smaller episode order than what I'm usually typical to. Again, I'm doing the Arrow stuff, so that's 23 episodes. This is only 13, 14. So they definitely have a much more tighter story to tell. Where we begin series two properly with them picking up the Christmas, like we're going off again. We're gonna do our
Oh,
own thing.
I love I love the scene in the Christmas special where like they literally just like can't do anything, like they're about to die, and then like Rose is just like she recites the law of like the Atraxi Proclamation, the whole thing, and she's just talking out of her ass. It was awesome.
No, yeah, that was a funny one. Even the trial by combat moment between the Doctor and
Yeah.
the King, that was so funny. Again, that was like one of those scenes where it's like, yeah, the budget definitely increased. Like that definitely looked not too. Obviously, it was fake. Obviously, we know that, but it's
Yeah.
like, it looked more realistic than what we saw in series one. So,
Mm-hmm.
I gave them credit there. But again, like more callbacks to series one. Like the proper premiere, they went. I think they went to the future again, and they met the ladies whose faces
Yes.
like really fucking
Moisturize me.
moisturize me. Give me your loot. Okay. Enough of that. Enough of that sexual joke. But it was cool to like still like this is still the same story because we're even though it's a new doctor, it's a new face, but they're still like picking up storyline. They're picking up characters from the original from not original from the last series. So they did such a good job there, and giving us the Torchwood prequel episode where they set up everything with the origins of why that organization exists. Obviously,
I gotta spoil just a little bit of series 3.
Oh god.
Don't worry, it's nothing like crazy. During the classic series, there was an organization called UNIT. UNIT was like the UK's governmental, like alien department, and
Mm-hmm.
like the second and third, sometimes fourth Doctor interacted with them all the time. Torchwood, completely different.
Okay.
Unit, good guys. Torchwood, initially, they were like really bad guys.
Oh yeah, I can tell. Like they're kind of dicks. Like we'll see them again later on when we.
They're dicks.
They become dicks. But
Yeah.
yeah. What came after that? Then eventually they went back to. They went back to London for a reason. That's when they finally brought on Mickey. No. Oh no, wait. So Mickey. This was the Sarah Jane episode where, they were helping. He gave them a lead, and it was like, oh hey, there's like something with the school like with vampires or the big bats or I forgot what they
Yeah.
classified them as. And then at the end of that, I guess it was again Mickey's opportunity to like I need Rose back in my life. So he's trying to everything he could, and then literally by the end of the episode, the doctor asked, "Oh Sarah, do you want to just come back with us? Just come back with us on the TARDIS?" And she said, "Nah, I moved on." And Mickey's like, "Can I come?" I think he like gave up at that point. He's like, "Hey, Rose isn't coming back," and no, believe, and that was end of that
Yeah.
episode.
Well,
where,
no, it's Mickey growing as a character. He's just like, okay, I can't, just change her as a person. You know, like she wants to do this. I can't stop her. She might not be the nicest person ever and just officially break up with me, but like the least I can do is like see what this is like, try to experience it with her.
Mm-hmm.
He's growing as a person, I feel.
He
At
is.
least that's what I feel that was for him.
No, yeah, you're right. And then, yeah, I don't know. I always liked Rose's reaction after the doctor said, "Sure," and she was like, like she had like that whine. Yeah, she's like, "Oh man, I just really I wanted this to be me and the doctor. Now my on again, off again is gonna be with us now." So,
Yeah.
there was an episode between this because now that I'm thinking about it, like, no, there was an episode before the next one, right? There wasn't there another another
I don't
episode with
remember.
Mickey and team? What?
Oh, I don't remember.
I remember there was an episode where Mickey. There was one more episode before we get to the next two-parter where it was
Was it the werewolf one?
no, that was the Torchwood one.
Shit.
Okay, but the next
Which
thing
one
I
was the
want to talk about
werewolf
is
one? Where they met Queen Elizabeth?
that was the Torchwood one. That she declared
Oh,
like
oh yes, yes.
yeah,
Duh,
that was
of course.
Mickey. That was like the episode before
Yeah.
Mickey showed
Yeah.
up.
Okay. One thing about that episode, remember how like the doctor says like, "Oh, hello, Queen Elizabeth, nice to meet you," and it looks like she knows him already.
Was that a reference? Oh yeah, they did cross paths before. I remember. I forgot that.
No, listen. You know how like she was like, "I'm so mad at you for what you did to me, Doctor."
Mm.
Guess what?
What?
They follow up on that in
Oh.
the 50th anniversary special.
So we'll have to talk about that in 2021.
So if that confused you as to like why is Queen Elizabeth so mad at the Doctor, it's for something that the Doctor does later on in his life.
Okay, bring me the mouse boy. Was it David or Matt that did that, or what?
David.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, oh yeah, because he does come back in that crossover. So yeah, and then the next one, the next two
That's
part,
great. I love how they just like time travel.
it makes sense somewhat. Yeah. Then next we get introduced to something I think
Well, also about like the Sarah Jane episode, you know, like there's a few other things about that, like the scene where like the Doctor keeps saying like physics, 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 physics. You remember that scene?
yes.
I used to love that scene because, like, one, it's just funny, and like, two, a little fan theory that got shared around back in the day was, what if the Doctor was talking about some like quantum physics, like science topic that was so complicated that, like, you know how like the TARDIS like translates things automatically.
Yeah.
That way, no matter what planet you're on, everybody speaks English.
No, yeah. There's another show I watched does a similar thing where like there's something in there and like they just I don't be me I know.
Yeah, Green Lanterns do the same thing. Yeah, all the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, what if, like, the theory was that what if the Doctor was saying something so complicated that, like, it couldn't be comprehended with our human minds in English? So it just came out, so the translation just came out as physics, physics, physics.
Maybe. We'll never know.
Like, that's what I love about the show. Like, the community is... Well, that's what I love about the community. You know, like, it's just like, yeah, that could happen. You know?
No, yeah, you're right.
You forgot to mention the best part about that episode, Joseph, and that was the Doctor's best companion, K9.
Oh yeah, I forgot the I didn't know how to bring him up organically. So yeah, K9.
I loved him.
I honestly thought like, was he gonna join us? Like, are we gonna have a talking dog? Like a really talking dog, like a cybernetic talking dog on the show? I was like, oh no, it was just a present for Sarah Jane. Does the dog show up in her spinoff or no?
Yes.
Thank God.
And guess what? The dog gets his own spinoff too.
Oh my God! You're just adding.
It lasted one season.
You're just adding.
No, wait, I think it lasted half of a season.
You're just adding more stuff for us to review in the future.
It was so bad.
You're gonna have to talk about it someday, George.
Yeah, apparently K9 beat the Doctor in chess once. The fourth Doctor. I saw that clip before. That was great. Yeah, I just thought the whole episode was just fun, you know, like when like K9 like sacrificed himself and Doctor was like, "Are you a good boy?" and K9 was like, "Affirmative." I was just like,
oh, come on, George.
Affirmative.
Speaking of robotic voices, something that like when you pitched me the idea of Doctor Who, like when we were first becoming friends. Looked that up. One of the first things that tied into it was the Cybermen, and I was always so confused on their concept. And then when we got to that Cybermen episode, it was not disturbing, but it was like, I am so thankful I do not live in that world.
Pretty fucked up.
Yeah, like they just like I forgot how the process is. Like it has to do with the brain and like just removing all the flesh and just putting the metal on them. Like just that concept alone, when they opened up the Cybermen in the second part of that story, was like, oh my god! Like I can't imagine like my skin being off and being replaced with like robotic. It's so and like the way and I know it was a VO, I know it was a voice actor, but it's like the way she said it's so cold. Like, yeah, because they're in a cold ass metal body, not their warm.
And their only things that are left in them is their nervous system.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
And their brain, yeah.
Yeah,
like, so messed up.
Yeah, that was so fucking creepy. Whoever created, not like whoever created the concept of them in like real life, but whoever created them in the show was like, that person's a dick. Yeah. Complete dick, and he or she deserves to die.
In case you were confused when you heard the Doctor say, "I've seen them before," they are a classic villain. The regular universe in Doctor Who has their own equivalent of the Cybermen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they jump to another dimension in this one.
They jump to another dimension in this one. But the regular universe in Doctor Who, they do have their own equivalent of Cybermen. Mm-hmm. They come from the 10th planet in our solar system.
And this one has different origins.
Yeah. And basically, like, the planet, just like ours, pretty similar. Like, they just kept replacing their parts with robot parts.
Eventually just became Cybermen.
Yeah. The first Doctor encountered them in his final episode. So the Cybermen killed the first Doctor. Like, that's how important of a villain they are, Like, and they've reoccurringly showed up until the Doctor defeated them once and for all, like, near the end of the original series.
And then now they're back via alternate dimensions, so.
Yep.
No, I feel like that episode was cool because, yep.
Yeah, and guess what? They reveal later on in Matt Smith's run, yeah, the original Cybermen survived too.
Like, you can never get rid of them. They're always going to be around, which is also another disturbing fact. But no, like, that story, they did such a great job. Because, again, it was like the multiverse. So they are able to, like, play things differently. Like, you could bring back characters that you thought, like, they're done. They're not going to come back. No, when they come back, like, Rose's dad comes back as this time.
Yes! When you were talking about Rose's dad in the first video, I was just like, I can't wait till he gets up to season 2.
Yeah, and it was cool to see him again, and this time play off a different dynamic with Rose, where series 1 was definitely like, organically, I don't know you, but then when I discovered it to you, it's like, there's a much more heartfelt connection. This one was who are you? Like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, cause like that version, like he and his wife didn't have a daughter. They just have a dog that's also named Rose.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Which I hope to God.
It's like, I'm the dog.
I'm the dog. But I really liked that episode because it kind of played into like bringing in the Cybermen again. Bringing in like the dual Mickeys. Like the other Mickey had another nickname, right? Was it?
Oh yeah, there were 2 Mickeys in that episode.
And then the second Mickey died.
Yeah.
I honestly thought, like, would this have been the perfect way? Let's get rid of the whiny Mickey. Let's get the cool Mickey.
Yeah, you thought they were gonna leave him there.
And it's like, oh no, they killed the cool Mickey. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. We'll take whiny Mickey. Okay, sure. I'm so sorry. I love that scene so much, but
yeah, man, like it was just so good. Like I love how easily they explain alternate dimensions. Like the Doctor was like, you guys wouldn't understand, you and your puny human brains, and Mickey was just like, you mean an alternate dimension? It's this world is kind of like ours, but a little bit different. Yeah, basically. You mean that? And the Doctor was just like, well, shit.
Not complicated at all. Well, I forgot in this 2-parter, Rose, like this version of Rose's mom, she did die, right? I think, right?
I don't remember.
I think there has to be. I think she is.
Considering the end of season 2.
Yeah, that's why I
Probably.
bring that up. Is like, wait, wouldn't it would be weird for like them to like, well, I have my own wife at home, so I'm pretty sure she died in this one. I'm sure, because the
Yeah.
last time I remember her, she got discovered by a Cyberman, and then she was taken to the factory. So I think she did die. I'm gonna assume that's the case. I don't know. Like my memory's a bit shaky on that one. Especially when they get to like the more bigger Cyberman, which is like the leader, like the communicative, like the human,
Yeah.
Cyberman. When he became like the more bigger
Cyber
version of
leader.
it, that was fucking scary.
Yeah.
Especially when he like actually like when they reached the end when they were trying to like get off with the Zeppelin, it's like, no, I'm coming with you, and it's like, fuck off.
And it's funny, like, you know what? Another great part about this, the Cybermen two-parter was like, in my opinion, one of the most important parts of series 2 is it's about the Doctor learning to become human
Mm-hmm.
again. Like, like we talked about the Time War in the first series, right?
Yeah, we'll get
And
to that
the
soon.
Doctor, like, yeah, he, yeah, like he's not feeling so well, not feeling like that great
Oh no, you go
after
for a
being a
war
war.
period. You're gonna come like even a giant big conflict or something emotionally damaging to you. Yeah, you're not gonna come out of
Yeah,
it the same person. You're gonna change and get affected. And again, I don't know what the time war is. I know you told me before,
we'll
like,
see.
yeah, we're gonna get up to it at some point during
Yeah,
our series review. But
you'll learn a lot more about it.
yeah, of course. But we're not there yet, so I don't know what the fuck you mean. But even just in general, like knowing about war and just dealing with the ramifications of that, and dealing with your psyche afterwards. Like, yeah, of course, like they definitely help. They definitely use the time war. What we talked about the series in series one to
Hmm.
kind of like give a new, fresh like this is why the Doctor's like that because like he's been through a lot of shit. We don't know
Yeah,
about that shit
and
yet,
like
but
in series 1, the Doctor, he was still the Doctor. He still loved to travel. That whole speech about like the planet like revolving around the sun, like that's the Doctor right there. But um, excuse me, I'm getting a call, but I'm rejecting it because I don't care. I'm busy.
mm-hmm,
Um, while series 1, he was still the Doctor. He was still like he still felt very distant to humanity. He was just
mm-hmm,
like, I like you guys, but I'm still an alien. It was this season, series 2. It was all about the Doctor learning to be closer to humanity again, learning how to
mm-hmm.
feel.
You could
You
say
know,
that Sarah
learning how
Jane,
to like
like Rose
stop
and Sarah,
suppressing his emotions or whatever.
yeah, but you could say like Sarah Jane was kind of like one of the reminders of like, yeah, I was something before. Maybe I can get back to that again. I think they didn't say. I don't think they said in the episode like
Yeah,
he
and
like
like
internally it's like I could get back to where I was before. I think it's been proper amount of time to like kind of move
yeah.
on and like kind of recover from that.
Hmm. I can't help but feel that like the Cybermen were a really good allegory for like how what the Doctor was doing to himself. He was kind of suppressing his emotions.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
I don't know if that was intended, but that's just kind of like that's how I looked at it when I first watched the episode. I was just like, yeah, and it's a really good like compare and contrast, comparing the Doctor to his villain. You'll see that a lot in the series.
Mm-hmm.
And like with the Cybermen, they're I always looked at them as what could happen. Be cautious.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Doctor could look at them in the same way. I feel like with the Doctor, that whole speech that he had in the end of the episode where he was like, we need our emotions. We need them. That whole
Yeah.
speech, that's the beginning of that is one of many speeches later on to come in the series. Everybody makes that joke about how like, man, the Doctor does a lot of speeches, but it's just like, yeah, they're real good though. Like I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Um, two things before we get for also yeah, this story also gave us a good way to like give us kind of like a minor send off to Mickey like because like there's an opening in the other world like hey you have purpose in this world taking care of your grandma being able to like be part of something bigger
Yeah, his grandma was around.
yeah I like it that this was kind of his like way to like you know continue his story but also have a kind of like a neat ending to like where we saw him on the show where he's kind of like moved on from Rose in a way so it's like he's ready to like go on an entire another dimension to like be away from her. So I did like that. Obviously, of course, he'll be back, but no, that was like a really fitting semi set off for him, at least in my opinion. But we need to talk about this episode, the next episode, or I think one of the next episodes, the episode where I swear to God, I want to love it. I kind of hated it. It was kind of cringy. It was the bottle episode featuring what was the fucking name of their group? Damn, they had a name. I forgot. It was like the people who like they saw the Doctor at various points in their lives, and you missed that episode. Please tell me you didn't skip that episode.
I remember.
The episode, the cringiest moment of that episode was when they formed a fucking band, and I'm like,
man,
why is this
I
in
remember
Doctor?
that
Like,
one.
I cannot believe this
It was pretty dumb.
This is
It was pretty dumb.
This is the equivalent of Stranger Things 2 season 2 episode 8. This is their equivalent.
I kind of liked it just because of how ridiculous it was. Also, it does introduce the idea that like, yeah, the Doctor interacts with a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's
downtime.
like, but this is Doctor Who. Like, we want to see the Doctor. Of course, obviously, this is meant to be bigger than him, but still, I mean,
yeah.
Why?
Also, what's her name from Harry Potter? The ghost girl.
Moni I forgot the actress. I don't know the actress's name, so don't ask me for that. But
Moody Myrtle, I think. Oh my god, my sister's gonna kill me for not knowing this.
Thank God she isn't here to like kick your butt on camera.
Yeah, same actress. She's actually
really?
way older than you think.
Damn. Well, technically, we've seen her since.
She's older than she looks.
Damn. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. But I thought that episode was really cringy. No offense. Like, I think that was probably
it was stupid.
I think so far that's been the worst episode of the show. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand the concept of it. It's like the Doctor interacts with people, whether it was in like a whole episode basis. It was maybe like 5 or so minutes, and then he's gone. But it does showcase that like he can impact people's lives, and I get the theme that like, hey, these people are kind of like outcasts, they kind of been affected by something and by the Doctor, so let's bring them together. It's like, I don't know why, it's so weird. I get like they're a friendship group, but I get that over time friendship will develop over common interests, and eventually they branch off to something else. But by the time they get to the band scene, it's like, please don't tell me there's an email chain with these people. Please don't tell me. But it was pretty.
Also, yeah, it was just weird, man.
I understand. I read the production on why this had to be done. So if you want to know, Joy, why this episode was made, so with the Christmas special being commissioned for series 2, so that kind of ate up the 13th episode time slot, but they still wanted 13 episodes in the main series, so they were like, we're kind of locked in with these contracts. We have a production schedule in set, so how do we fit in a 14th episode? So they were like, screw it, let's get a whole new cast. Let's just make it Doctor Who adjacent. Hopefully fans will enjoy this. Otherwise, and it was also a way to like, get the actors and, to do the Cybermen 2-parter in the other episode and then the next 2-parter to come. And, they only had I think they were on set for like a day and a half. That's it.
I see.
So,
okay.
Was it worth it? I don't know. I don't think it was worth it. The ending was so weird. It's like,
well, that's the thing. Like, Doctor Who has skippable episodes, like that's the nature of the show.
Well, that's the thing.
That's certainly what I did. I saw that episode like way later on,
and you were like, "No, thank God."
I was just like, "Eh."
I didn't enjoy it. I think this is probably that episode was like. No offense to that cast. I understand they were just filling a role. I get that. I don't mean to cause disrespect, but that was probably the worst episode of Doctor Who so far, for me at least. That was probably the worst. Sorry to say that, but the next one had how do you get the devil on a freaking other planet? How do you do that? That's my question. How do you do that? That's like that's what a premonition
thing. Episodes of this entire series, Joseph. I don't care what you say.
I think the next 2-part is the best episode of the entire series so far, but no, it was interesting.
Fought Satan.
How do you put Satan in Doctor Who? And ironically, apparently, the reason they made that episode was that because the original planned air date was June 6, 2006. Six, six, six. That was aired on 6/6.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was like, fuck it, this is the only time we're able to do it. Did it make sense? At least for me, they were just doing the like premonition type BS. Like, oh, Rose is gonna die eventually. What are you doing? Are you doing the wave? Do I have to do that too? The wave, the wave, the wave.
I know. I keep getting interrupted.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought that was an interesting episode. It definitely served its way, kind of separate the Doctor and Rose for a bit with the characters of the week or whatever you want to call them. It was fun. I thought that was a fun, the aliens were kind
I
of.
thought it was great. I just thought it was a cool episode.
I thought the aliens were creepy, but they're aliens.
Like
So.
you straight up fought the devil.
Did they really?
That's just cool, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was getting like Rosemary Baby flashbacks for some reason. I don't know why. I can't explain it.
Also the Ood, first appearance of the Ood.
Oh, the
aliens
first? They
you're
come
talking about?
back?
Yes, they
Oh,
do.
boy.
They are very important.
Oh, boy.
Very important.
Oh, boy. I'm not looking forward to that. But then the last two parts.
Hey, they're nice guys. The ones you saw in this episode were like kind of slaves, but like the rest of their race is pretty nice.
I'll take your word for it. But I think the last episode, the last filler-ish episode, not really filler-ish, but like the last episode in general before things started to go a little haywire was the weird TV sucking episode where like the TV just like took their. I'm not sure if you skipped that episode, but like they just took the monster.
Yeah, I guess I have seen every episode in series 2.
Yeah, you're remembering.
I saw that one too. They were in like the 60s. No, wait.
They were 2012, the 2012 Olympics.
Yes, I remember that.
No,
drawings,
no,
little
that
girl.
was a separate episode. That was the so there was another episode with the coronation of the Queen. Yeah, in the 60s. That was the face sucking episode. The other one was the one where the girl just drew people and then they went to another dimension, I guess, for like another monster.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from the 60s episode aside from the Doctor's cool hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I do remember seeing the little girl with the drawings one. That one was not bad.
It kind of.
I don't remember much of it either, but
if I took anything from those episodes, it was like listen to the old lady in the group. Don't like just assume she's crazy and old, because she might have a point. And then the second one is that in the coronation one, Jesus Christ, I completely forgot TV is still a much more recent invention. So I forgot it was like a very rare treat to get a TV.
Yeah.
Even if I existed back in the day, if I existed then with
I used to have a black and white TV.
It
back
was,
in the 70s. Yeah.
But
even when like color was around, it was just that like
black and white was more
expensive.
common. It was more common and cheaper. Color was like more expensive, but and I don't think even if you got a color TV, it's like it's the same thing with like 4K. Not everything's filmed in 4K, so whenever you would put something on your 4K TV, it doesn't exactly mean it's gonna be upres to 4K.
Yeah.
It's just like
no home media either.
Exactly, yeah. So you're right. So it was the kind of the same thing back then. But then the real finale was the 2-parter. Oh my god, it was like this is why I said like series 2 definitely felt like the conclusion to series 1 in the sense of like this could have just been their own thing. If these were the only 2 series in the revival series, they still did a fantastic job. Where the ending was like this ended the Doctor and Rose's connection naturally, not like a forceful television show soap opera way. As well as you cross over 2 of the biggest villains so far in the revival, the Cybermen and the Daleks. It's like
this was most of my friends' favorite finale out of most of them. I really love the series 3 finale, but the series 2 finale,
because you definitely felt the stakes, because like you got Torchwood.
Oh my god,
we got Torchwood mixed in. You got the Cybermen slowly coming back around, and then it's like, oh no, these aren't the Cybermen from the original run. This is the same one from the other universe. But like, how did they get in? And it's really like, no, the Daleks are also back. It's like, fuck.
Yeah,
they are so fucking fun. And again, this felt like a crossover. This is like the culmination of the last 2 years, where you see mostly all the characters like you've seen in the past 2 years come together to kind of face this semi-united threat.
I love the way the Doctor describes like the space between dimensions. It's just like stuff. It's nothingness.
Yeah, that's always scary when you think about it. Like, what about by accident? Like, you're traveling between dimensions. There's like a little weird space. If by accident the device breaks and you're stuck in the middle, like, do you just do this for the rest of your life?
Ah, yeah, it was awesome.
Oh
I
shit! I
love.
almost fell. But no, yeah, I definitely love that two part. Especially,
It
it
was
was
so
it was
good.
constantly brought up that the Rose might die. She might go away, and it's like, oh damn, this is kind of that's kind
You
of
remember the actress? You remember that character who like the Torchwood employee who got like you okay?
yeah, fine.
The Torchwood employee who got like abducted and killed.
Which
One of
one?
the first ones too. She was black. She was like in the office and was just like walking around to like under construction areas.
Oh yeah, she was with the other. I always thought they were just like secret co-worker lovers, and they were trying to find a place to like hook up. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
But it was no, it was the Cybermen trying to like lure people in so they can convert them to more
that
Cybermen.
that actress shows up again as a different character. I don't want you to get confused.
Okay,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
will
that's it.
I will keep an
That's a
eye out.
thing they do in Doctor Who. They reuse actors sometimes.
Oh yeah, because I heard like when Peter Capaldi got cast, like no, he was on Doctor Who before, and then they
Yeah.
kind of questioned like, oh, is that the same character? Or is this, like they, I think that was the question. Like, there's a limited amount of faces in the universe. It was just coincidental. It was someone the Doctor ran into one of his
Yeah.
previous journeys. It was just coincidental, which is like, okay, sure, whatever. I guess it was just they weren't thinking in the moment he could be a Doctor. Then when the time came, it happens. It's not something that is uncommon in Hollywood or just in general with production. So I wasn't surprised. So okay, I'll take your word for it. So I'll keep an eye out for that actress at some point in the future.
Yeah, I mean, like, otherwise with just the episode in general, the stakes were high. It was just so good.
Yeah, because
Like,
it was a
I love the interactions between the Daleks and the Cybermen.
mm-hmm. was that
Also,
the
this is the
was it the first time they've been on screen together or
yeah, I believe it was.
oh that's
And we
cool.
also get to see the oh what damn, what was it called? The group of Daleks.
The council, the high council, something like that.
Whatever.
I
That group of Daleks, they were very unique. They had names. So it shows that like, oh shit, these guys are like big deal. Uh I'm sorry, Joseph. This is not the last time you're gonna see either villain.
I figured we're
Yeah,
way
yeah.
we're
It's
way
just like
through. We still have 10 more series to go through at this point of the recording. We have way more. Like I'm not surprised they're not done yet. I'm not surprised.
yeah, like it's just gonna happen.
I'm not
I'm
surprised.
sorry.
But no, it was definitely like a fight between two dimensions where you kind of have to try and save one, but you really care about both of them. So just seeing the ending where Rose being stubborn as she is,
She's
the
stuck.
Doctor stubborn as she is, he is, knowing they both have to help save the world, and then they at the cost of their life, and they seeing that moment where they were trying to like put them in the void in like that empty space, and then seeing Rose nearly go like, even though yeah, that's television 101, like put in very dramatic music, slow motion shot, I still felt for it because like you,
Right?
you just don't know what's gonna happen. You don't really know what's gonna happen yet, and then by the time thankfully, it was understood that like, oh, the dad came in at the last minute to save her, but because they were nearly about to die, they had to be teleported away, and then by the time the void closed and like that completely separated the two universes forever, seeing the moment where like both of them in like symmetrical planes like
They're like
crying like
holding onto
trying to
the
like
wall.
hope to god like
Yeah.
one more small rift, one more, and just to like cross it back over, and like no, it just doesn't show up
Yeah.
like
It's oh my gosh, it's crazy.
and it wasn't even like a proper goodbye, like it was like on their own terms. It was
No.
like no, this was
Yeah.
we're doing our jobs trying to help people save the world, and then this was the consequence.
And I feel like, even the more emotional scene after that,
Oh yeah, they're real
uh
goodbye.
yeah, they're real goodbye. Like it was just like, oh my god. You learn so much about the doc. I feel like you learn a lot about the doctor in that scene.
Yeah, because
More
he's
so than
this is
you get
his
to learn
most
so much about Rose over the first two seasons. but I feel like you get to learn a lot about the Doctor in that one scene. Like you could tell like he didn't realize it. He didn't realize that he loved her, but he did.
Well, yeah, because
You know,
she's taken away from it. Well, not taken away in like a villain took her, but like no, now they're separated by two different impenetrable dimensions.
yeah.
So
He finally realizes that like, oh shit, maybe I actually did like care about her in that way. And that's what makes Rose different.
mhm.
Like everybody says, like the Doctor doesn't fall in love. He doesn't do
But
that.
in this case, he did.
In this one case, he did.
Yeah,
And it was
that
like
was,
shit. Like
and he can't do anything about it because
yeah.
they're just trapped between two different. Yeah, they're trapped between dimensions. Well, not between dimensions. They're trapped, separated by dimensions, so they can't see each other again. Hopefully, I don't know. Was there a reason why Rose left? The actress left, Billie Piper.
As far as I know, nah.
Okay,
I
so
don't
like,
remember whether she was written off the
like.
show or whether she left. Probably left to do other stuff. She's had a big career afterwards. Done a lot of TV work, various things here and there. I hear that she was great on that one show, Penny Dreadful.
Mm, you're
Yeah.
right, but no, honestly, that emotional goodbye was like it didn't make me cry. Believe me, it's hard for me to cry over anything media related, but
Yeah.
it definitely felt it felt sad, like because this was like I was hoping to see like more of these two together, maybe in another series, but then for them to be cut off short. But still, either way, the writers did a fantastic job, like giving an organic conclusion to these characters, and who
Show's
knows?
fucking hardcore, man. Like,
yeah,
like you think like, oh no, characters in danger, so sad. And it's just like, oh no, shit,
it's not
she's
even being in
gone
danger; it's
forever.
like just being separated, and you can't get back. You can't get them back.
Yep.
Um,
And let me ask you one thing. Like, what do you think the Doctor was going to say before he like faded out?
Simple. I love you.
Yeah.
That's what I. That's like,
Obviously,
yeah, he didn't even have to say it when we cut back to the TARDIS. He didn't even have to say it. I knew in his eyes, like
we knew
that's what he wanted to say, and like, even just
say
saying it by himself, it's like it's not the same because like no one's gonna hear it. And then
I just make that joke because I saw that as a YouTube comment one time. Somebody commented on the clip. It was just like, "What do you think the Doctor was going to say?" All the replies were just, "Are you kidding me?"
Have you not paid attention at the conversation at hand? Like,
what do you think he was going to say?
Yeah. Honestly, the only parallel I can make of that is to the goodbye. Well, kind of parallel was the whole goodbye scene in Pirates of the Caribbean 3 where Will and Elizabeth got separated and they couldn't be together for a long time. That's the only comparison I can make. But no, yeah, I definitely that scene just kind of wrapped it up in a nice, not a night, like in a really good way to like kind of like end the connection for now, and we'll see what happens next. And literally, we don't even spare time because literally, I was assuming like, okay, we're gonna get the typical like depression story. He's gonna grow a beard. He's gonna travel around time and space, being all drunkenly. That's what I initially think he's gonna go next. And then like, wait, who's this woman? Oh no, don't tell me. Oh god, I remember that face. It's the freaking woman from The Office, that British woman. Why is she here, George? Why is she here? Who is this woman
I didn't
in the wedding dress?
I didn't get to hear all of that.
Why is the freaking annoying? No offense to the actor. Why is she in this show? I know this is predating The Office from her appearance, but why is she here? I had enough of her in those 2 seasons. Why do I have to deal with her more? Who is she? Who is the woman in the wedding dress?
I just want to say I for one agree with you in that like you had this really sad scene and you just kind of ruined it at the last second. Yeah, I very much agree with that. That is a big flaw in that episode. Like you decided to like cut the drama short
to set
just so you can tease the next Christmas special, and it was really annoying, and I hated it. I don't know if anybody else hated it. A lot of people love her character. She's one of them.
Whoever this character is, I don't know who the fuck this character is.
She's one of the fan favorite characters for some reason.
Is she in the next series or in the like you said, she's in the Christmas special? But like, is she going to be down the line or just the Christmas special?
I mean, you're asking, so I guess you don't mind if I spoil. She's the Series 4 companion.
Well, hopefully she has a good impression of me when we come back for the Series 3 review. Hopefully
she'll her character is is fine, but really fucking annoying, man.
Is it as the same as The Office, as a character on The Office?
I never saw her character in The Office. I never saw the character in The Office. And when you hear me say that I've never seen The Office before, you can hear the shrieks of all the white girls in our nation. um,
Don't worry, everyone. We will not do every Office season review until 2037, so don't worry about that.
I don't care. I'm sorry. It looks funny, but I don't care.
Yeah, you're fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. But
she has a solid character in which like she's a companion that doesn't necessarily care about the Doctor. She cares about him, but it's just like, not in a romantic sense, which is what the show very much needed. But it's just like, yeah, you don't have to hammer that home with her like constantly bickering with the Doctor. Like she constantly argues with the Doctor, and it's just like, shut the fuck up already.
But we'll see more of her next. We'll see.
I like her character. It's just that like she was a flawed character, and it just got a little bit annoying within series 4. It didn't. I don't think it distracted from the show though, so I don't think it's that bad.
But we'll see more about her.
It's just that like, yeah, you have her start off with this tonal shift, and it's not a great introduction to the character. Okay. I've only seen parts of that Christmas special, and it's just like yeah. All right.
But we'll see more of her next time for us.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, no, not even next video. Like the video after that.
Well, the Christmas special. Remember, that's part of the Series 3 review.
Oh, shit.
But until then, everyone, this has been our Series 2 review. Let's rank it. George, what do you... Is Series 2 better than Series 1?
Yes. Without a single fucking doubt in my mind. Yes, it is better.
Yes. If you have not heard us geeking out for the last 40 minutes, half an hour in the spoiler section, yeah, I definitely Series 2 is better than Series 1. Not to say Series 1 is bad, I'm just saying like it's...
Series 1 is great.
Series 2 is even better.
You want to know what we thought about Series 1? Watch that video.
Yeah, go back 2 weeks.
Go back.
Yeah, so right now our ranking Series number 1 Series 2 and number 2 Series 1. Actually, we'll have to amend the rankings as we are going to separate the specials.
Yeah, we'll figure out our ranking system when we
but right now
it's the latest season.
But right now we're mutual, like Series 2, Series 1, Series 2, then Series 1.
Yeah, Series 2 is better.
By this current
It's one of the best ones in general, like, yeah.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Anything I'm trying to think, because like this is like, because we usually
there's a lot.
No, with Sal we would do rank the villain, but like there's not really a big bad or anything. It's just the dogs and the Cybermen, so we don't really need to
I prefer the Cybermen as villains.
I've heard dogs because they're less creepier than the Cybermen, from my opinion.
Well, the thing is, like, they don't get that many great episodes. That's the thing. Like in the modern series, like it's just like, all right,
all over the place.
Yeah, like they sprinkle them here and there. Like, oh, we got a Cybermen episode. They're pretty scary. Okay.
Yeah.
There's only one other episode that I feel makes the Cybermen very intimidating, and I feel like you guys who are watching this, I feel like you know which one it is.
We'll get there someday.
But yeah, it's just like, yeah.
We'll get there someday.
I love them.
I think I like the Daleks more because they're just more, they're less creepier than the Cybermen. That's my only.
They also, were involved in the Time War, so.
Oh yeah, again, I want to see more about that down the line. Sadly, the way you said, like, it won't be in this block. It will be next block.
No, you're gonna learn a lot more about it in
the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, but that's the 50th anniversary and kind of like Matt Smith's run.
So that's the next block. Not this year. We won't be doing that this year, but that's fine. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah. So if you were unaware, this has been What's on the Tube. If you want to know what we're doing besides our Doctor Who series review, which again, if you're unaware, we are doing these bi-weekly. So these were not. So we will be back next time for series 3. Not next week, but the week after that. We're doing.
I heard that apparently this is going to be uploaded on Halloween. So
happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. But again, if you want to know, here's what we do besides our Doctor Who series review. We do. We're currently doing every Arrow season review with Sal as the co-host. Currently, I think at this time period we just uploaded our season 3 review. So go check out the last 3. Both review series are on brief weeks off next week to kind of catch up on the recording since. George and I, we're busy. Me and Sal, we're busy. Yeah. So we need time to like backlog. Plus, there's a lot of shows I want to talk about on the Quick Impressions. So stay tuned for that. But if you only care about Doctor Who, we'll be back in 2 weeks on this. What's the next Saturday? I think it's
Series
the 14th.
3.
We're back on the 14th. Yeah, we're back on the 14th. That'll be our Series 3 review, and then I think after we're done with Series 4, it's going to be a little bit more faster since we're only doing the specials after that. So I think that's the schedule. I think.
Well, Series 4, there's only like one special that we're really gonna.
I checked. There's 4 specials.
Like what? What are those specials?
I don't know. You should know about it. You're the fucking Hoovania, but
no, there's only one. There's only one special, man.
We're gonna figure this out after we're done recording. But again, if you only care,
I'm saying like we included the Christmas special in this episode, so it's just like, yeah,
we'll figure it out later, George. We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later. But if you're unaware, again, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Check out our Series 1 review if you have not yet. We'll be back in 2 weeks for Series 3. Before we end up the usual rigmarole, George, pimp your stuff. I already said shit enough. I said shit enough in this review. I'll say stuff. Go pimp your stuff out.
It's coming back soon, guys. Typical campus.
Would it be back by the time Halloween hits? Would it be back?
By Halloween, no. It's coming back in November.
Okay.
By this point, I most likely uploaded what the schedule is going to look like. I'm uploading 9 episodes in the month of November.
Oof,
and
damn.
Yeah,
we are making some real progress on number 69. We're making some real progress.
We can't wait till I get up to episode 69.
Is that next year, barring any delays, or it's got to be next year, right?
Probably, yeah. It's got to be next year.
What number were you? Well, what number was the last one? The updated
40
one.
Something.
Huh?
We're almost up to the 50th. The 50th is going to be during the comeback.
Okay, so yeah.
Not going to make a big deal out of 50th or anything, but yeah.
I don't care about 50, man. No offense. Like on What's to Do, we didn't do shit for the 50. We did shit for the 69th episode. That's all I care about. Which also our 169th episode of the show should be next year too. So, barring any delays and COVID, because COVID fucking sucks. Anything else you want to pimp out, Joey, before we say sayonara for now?
I'm good.
Twitter. Oh, your Twitter.
Twitter, at It's Just George 98 on Twitter.
Yeah, I think our handle should be below us right now if I'm editing this correctly. So go just follow the links and there are in the description below. So again, I think that's it for us. So again, if you're unaware, this has been What's on the Tube by ActionX. If you want to see more of What's on the Tube, specifically our Doctor Who series review, you can subscribe to us on YouTube.com. Ring the bell for notifications when our next Doctor Who series review will be live, which is usually every other week. Like, favorite, share this review if you want to, but it does really help us out in the long run, everyone. As well as follow us on social media.
Comment.
As well as
Tell us what you think. Comment. I want to chat with you guys.
Yeah, that's it.
I personally care most about comment.
Sure.
I don't care about any damn bell.
Damn you, George. Damn you. And also follow us on Twitch and Twitter to be up to date on any new videos, update, all that sorts. But until then, for you Whovians, is that the fan name? Whovians?
Whovians. Yeah.
Whovians. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the Series 3 review. But until then, happy Halloween and stay safe, be good to each other, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye.